Spoilers ahead for your lie in April. I wonder if there's anybody that actually watched this show that didn't cry in almost every single episode, because I didn't expect it to hit as hard as it did, but I'm so happy it did. I'm so happy it did. Especially since this is the last episode for Valen Scoot. I'm so happy that this is the show I decided to talk about for the final episode of Valen Scoot. Easily top 10, easily 5-star, easily one of the best serialized love stories I've seen in anime format. But with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the show a little bit. Just like I always say, Your Lie in April is a popular anime and manga series. The manga, written and illustrated by Naoshi Arakawa. It ran from 2011 to 2015, and anime was animated by A1 Pictures, and that took place from 2014 to 2015. When I see the name A1 Pictures, the first thing that comes to my mind is Sword Art Online, but they have done a lot of other things that I've seen before, like Blood Exorcist, Love is War, Seven Deadly Sins. Say what you will about some of those shows, but the company has a unique style and it shows in the animation for this show. For every show that I've looked at this month, minus Beastars of course, this has stood out the most to me. The animation really encapsulates the style that the manga was going for. When it comes to this show, I adore this show. I adore everything about this show. According to Wikipedia, there's also a stage play and a light novel dedicated for this show. And I think a live action series as well. So there's some fun facts for you. After watching this show, I wasn't sure about how I should go about talking about it. Should I talk about the show itself, or should I do character analyses of the two main characters? I wasn't really sure, so I just decided to do a little of both. So here you go. Kosei is a junior high student. The show starts us off with us getting to know him, know what he's about, know what makes him tick. He comes from a background of child piano prodigy. He wanted to learn piano as a child, so that's exactly what his mother did. She taught him piano, and oh my god, she taught him in the most brutal way possible. She beat him day in and day out, and never let him join in any of those reindeer games. I mean, never let him play with the other kids. He spends all day and every day learning piano, getting beat when he goes off script from what the composer's written. But the thing is, his mother didn't really have long to live. She was sick. He assumed that if he did good enough in the piano contest, if he, got first place in every single one of them, that his mother would get better. But it doesn't work like that. So, of course, she died, and that ruined Kosei. It ruined Kosei and his love for piano, and he decided to never play it again. It really looks like he had it bad. Anytime he tries to play again, he ends up getting some form of PTSD and sees his mother, and that pushing himself further down to not get out of this metaphorical ocean that he's drowning himself in. And things would have continued like that, honestly, but that's where she comes in. And that she is Karori, another junior high student who was introduced to the show as someone who has a crush on one of Kosei's friends, Watsuri. And because their other friend who set it up, Tsubaki, didn't want to go alone, she drugged Kosei with her. So, there could be two of them, and that's when they met, and that's when it all happened. She was playing music with some of the kids at the park, and Kosei happened to come there early, and that's where their eyes met for the first time. And things just happened to get a little bit more colorful. Karori had to compete in a contest, and that's what the rest of the people were going to see. And in this contest, viewing this contest, that was the small spark that would bring Kosei back into playing piano. Karori as a character is stubborn, and not stubborn in a way that they follow the rules too much. Stubborn in a way that they go against the rules all the time and just seem super free. Huge spoilers, by the way. I'm about to get into some huge spoilers, so click away if you don't want any huge spoilers. Yes, I'm gonna warn you again. Huge spoilers. She embraces freedom so much because she's ill. She doesn't have long left to live, so Instead of moping around 24/7, she decided to do everything in life that she has always wanted to do. That includes becoming an amazing violinist and changing the composer's sheets to fit her style. She is what I inspired to be as a child. I always wanted to feel free, to feel like the world is mine for the taking, like I was born with a purpose. It's hard to keep those aspirations once you're older. It really hits you hard when you realize no matter how free you want to be, it's impossible to reach that goal. Since she needs a new pianist, since the older one couldn't keep up with her freedom style, you see where the story's going, guys. You definitely see where the story's going. Kosei's friends force him to be that new pianist, and this is how the story goes. It's just her helping Kosei get his groove back. Throughout different trials and tribulations, we come to know that Kosei has fallen in love with Karori. She's the reason he plays now. But he doesn't have the courage to tell her that because she was introduced as having a crush on his best friend Watsuri, and he doesn't want to get in the way of that. They seem very happy together. Why would he do something like that to his best friend? Not only is this a love triangle though, it's a square, because Tsubaki, Kosei's childhood best friend, also has a crush on him, but she never acts upon that, and basically sets up Kosei and Karori, and gets upset because they spend so much time together. So like, I don't know, I kinda don't like her character. Tsunderes are the most annoying characters when done poorly. This show is sad. Their relationship is sad. While there are happy moments in this show, I don't know, everything just feels sad. Watching Kosei struggle with his late mother, I don't know, it's just pain. I feel as if I relate to Kosei. Even though you're in love with someone, you don't make any advances because they're in love with your friend. You aren't the stereotypical good-looking guy, you're a nerd, and believe that no one will ever like you, so you don't act upon any of those urges. Karori is sad. Watching her struggle to live while you know she is going to die is so hard to do. She states that she has anemia within the show, but it feels as if there's something more to it than just that. Well, I was doing some research and it looks like some fans speculate that she may have anemia and ASL, which would explain her fatigueness and lack of control over her muscles. There's a video upon this that I haven't got to watch yet, but I highly recommend you guys watch it because I'll definitely watch it after I finish this video. While this may be such a sad show and I cried in almost every episode, it works. It just works. Maybe I'm just a sucker for romance stories, but it literally works. The only flaw I could possibly give this show is the comedy. Just like I say about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, the comedy bits always seem out of place and throws me off from the actual story being told. All I need is a serious love story being told, no need for the chibi comedy bits that are always put in between. It's highly unnecessary. But that's the only flaw I could possibly give. I love this show and everything about it, and will highly recommend it to anyone that likes a sad romance story that may be predictable, but it still gets to you. This has honestly been so fun to make. Not only this, but Valen Scoot as a whole, it's been so fun. I might do this again next year, maybe incorporate more stuff than just romance anime. Maybe if there's any romance cartoons or something, maybe some good shows. I have no clue. Of course, there's some things I didn't talk about if within Your Lie in April, like the reason it's named Your Lie in April, and other stuff like that. Yeah, there's some stuff I just decided not to talk about, like some of the situations with Kosei's mom, like how later on she's depicted as a nice person and she acted the way she did just because of, reasons. She only had a little bit left to live. But yeah, some stuff you guys are just gonna have to watch the show to get. That's really it. Goodbye.